stream, welcome to the recording if you are watching this later. You have joined me today for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 along the On-Air Company add-on, so the campaign add-on. The plan for today is to first get a certification, a Checkride on the Cessna 208 that I recently bought, because I want to transport it from the Macau airport to the FBO, to the base in Hong Kong International Airport, but I cannot do this because my on-air player does not have the certification to fly this type of aircraft. So first I need to get the certification, which should be kind of similar to the previous video with the Boeing 787. So we are going to follow some instructions from the person performing the examination. This should probably take us around 15-20 minutes, maybe less, maybe more, we'll see how it goes. And once we got the certification, I would like to take the airplane again from the Macau base, Macau airport, to the FBO, so Hong Kong International. And once we do this, maybe we'll take a look at some complex twin engine landing challenges, as we already have the Honeycomb Bravo quadrant set up with complex twin engine throttles. So we've got throttle 1, throttle 2, we've got propeller axis 1, propeller 2 axis, and the fuel mixture 1 and 2. So not to change those, we can just do some twin engine or complex twin engine challenges. But we are getting ahead of ourselves, so welcome again, and for now let's focus on the on-air situation. So as you can see, the Cessna is in the Macau airport, and here it is, the Cessna 208 that I bought in On-Air Companion, but I cannot really fly it yet because I haven't done the Checkride. So let's do this. Okay, so in the meantime, let me set up the Microsoft Flight Sim. So the airport is Macau. We will be taking off and landing at the same airport because it's an examination, so we are not really flying anywhere for now. The instructor wouldn't want to have to travel later on. So we are looking good. I'm not sure about the specific type of the aircraft. Maybe On-Air Companion will complain, but yeah, let's just see what happens. Anyway, for now, let's try to load the plane into the airport and check the On-Air Companion to see if the application complains. Maybe it's slightly due to the different model, or if we can successfully start the Checkride. Okay, so as you can see, the model is slightly different. I did buy the Cessna 208B Grand Caravan EX, and somehow the sim sees a different model. Anyway, let's fix it.
Cleared for takeoff runway 34 Cessna 619er.
Okay, we seem to have fixed it, so let's try to start the Checkride again. And we are good to start the Checkride. So I need to take off and then follow the audio commands from the not instructor, examination person leading the examinator. I'm not sure if it's a proper English word. Well, the person sitting next to me and executing the Checkride checklist and just giving me commands, heading, altitude. So let's start this.
On-Air started tracking automatically.
Cool.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
Okay,
Taxi
we have
to the
parking
runway
brake.
and take off.
Oh. We have parking brake engaged. Oh, sorry, I didn't hide the owner companion. Now, parking brake is engaged, landing lights engaged, gear is down, heading is not set, altitude is not set. Maybe let's not use the autopilot for now. When it comes to pre-configuration, let's just take off and hear what the directions will be. So what heading and what altitude are we expected to climb. So for now, let's just take off. Brake, release parking brake, hold brakes, slightly power. Oh wait, I messed up. I was talking all the time about a twin engine and we do have a single engine aircraft. So yeah, that's my bad. Welcome to my noob streams. Anyway, this can be rectified quite quickly. So, right, this is quite funny, but yeah, let's continue. So we need to change the, the Honeycomb Bravo configuration to complex single engine. And we actually need to remove the second throttle, replace it with propeller axis lever. And if I am correct, this should be the proper configuration, but let's test it out first. So throttle, okay, propeller, that's correct, and mixture, that is correct. Okay, so for now we don't need those three knobs, so let's just use free covers so we don't accidentally bump into those while operating the rest. Cool. So now that we have proper quadrant setup, let's apply, save, go back to the plane. Oh, and I think I stalled the engine. Yeah, so the mixture was off.
Taxi to the runway and take off.
We probably can start the engine again now, or just restart. I'm not sure about this one. So, okay, engine seems to be starting. We have our mixture, our propeller set to the proper values. I think we are looking good. Let's just give it a moment. Parking brake off. Let's hold brakes. Okay. Yeah, we have positive throttle. So let's give a chance for the engine to spin up. Release the parking brake released. Release the brakes. We are looking good, and full throttle. So for now, let's just take off and start listening for the instructor heading and altitude.
Airborne time log. Fly runway heading. Continue to climb.
Reduce flaps. Increase
Turn left. Heading 250. Climb to 6,500 feet.
Okay, 250, 6,500 feet. So heading 250. 250. And altitude 6,500 feet. And it's not the autopilot yet, it's me turning. But now let's engage autopilot. So we've got heading 250 and altitude 6,500 feet or 6,500 feet. I think we can reduce the throttle to around 70%. Flaps are up, while gear stays down. Okay. Airspeed is looking good. Right now we have autopilot engaged. So for this I'm using the Honeycomb Bravo kind of top of the section where the autopilot is located. It's really useful, like you have different settings as well as the knobs. It makes it much easier to use.
To heading 250,
Okay.
altitude 6,500 feet.
So I'm on the wrong heading. We need to be using heading 250 and 6,500 feet. We are climbing quite nicely, but the heading was wrong, so I just rectified it now. Okay, let's wait for the next instruction from our instructor. We are almost at 6,500 feet.
Now, maintain 6,500 feet and heading 250 for a couple of minutes.
So we successfully completed the instructions. Heading 250, altitude 6,500 feet, and we just need to maintain it for a moment. We can take a look at this very, very nice view from Macau International Airport, as well as the Cessna 208B.
We will now start a slow turn exercise. Reduce your speed to 70 knots or less and maintain your altitude. Use your flaps if necessary.
Got it. So for now we need to reduce the speed to 70 knots. We are at 140, so throttle 0. And the speed is coming down quite nicely, so for now I will not extend flaps. We need to be at 75 knots to complete the next instruction, which will follow by a probably slow turn. So let's make sure we don't stall the plane while doing so. The autopilot knob is set to heading settings, so this is what we will be using, as we currently need to maintain the 6,500 altitude, which we are not really doing. I'm not sure why we are slowly descending, but
Please, return to 6,500 feet, heading 00, maintain 70 knots or less.
yeah, we've got problem. Not sure what's happening. Like, the autopilot should be set to heading as well as altitude, right? But hey, it is set to altitude, and the mode is engaged. Yeah. And now we are raising. So maybe was it due to... Actually we are stalling, so full power for now. Let's get back to 6500.
Now, maintain the speed at 6,500 feet and make a 360 standard turn to the right.
Okay, 360 turn to the right. Let's start turning, but I'm not sure what's happening with the airspeed. Like,
continue the right turn until heading 250.
anyway, let's set the heading to 250, and let's hope we don't fall out of the sky. Okay. 250.
Go to heading 250, maintain 70 knots or less.
I think, sorry, 250. I think that almost stalling the plane might be affecting the autopilot, right? So that's why we are slightly descending. Anyway, 250, 25, 20, sorry. Okay, we set heading to 250.
250, maintain 70 knots or less.
Okay. We have 70 knots, 250.
Resume to normal speed.
Okay.
Turn left, heading 180, descend to 6,000 feet.
Okay, so left 180, 6,000 feet. Okay. Altitude 6,000 feet. Wow, that was a bit stressful. Like, the plane was not reacting well to the slow turn at all. Like previously, while flying the Boeing 787, the slow turn was super easy. Like, the plane was stable. I reduced the speed, and the turn was a breeze. But here we were almost stalling, and okay, what's happening? Why are we at 7,000 feet? Almost at 7,000 feet. Yeah, not sure what's happening, but yeah, not sure what's going on. I think the autopilot might be acting funky, but anyway, let's see if the plane stops descending around 6,500, sorry, around 6,000 feet. I am a bit worried that it might continue to...
Continue to heading 180, altitude 6,000 feet.
Yeah, I don't think it's descending, like, not really. Okay, I increased the vertical speed. Let's just try to level the plane.
Maintain 6,000 feet and heading 180 for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, the autopilot switched from vertical speed to altitude, so it seems to be leveling off, so it worked at the end. But I'm not feeling this plane and this autopilot too well, so fingers crossed we will pass the certification.
Now, return and land at your departure airport with an appropriate IFR or VFR approach.
Okay. So now we just have to return to the Macau airport. So let's just do that. I will be using the IFR, or sorry, VFR approach. Let's not use IFR with this type of weather. And I will be using the autopilot for a bit more to just make the journey easier. But once we are closer to the airport, I will take it manually. Also, let's start descending. Let's go down to 3,500 feet or 3,500 feet. Okay, so we are descending to 3,500 feet. Let's watch our speed. And pretty soon we will need to make a 90 degrees left bank, left turn. Let me reduce the throttle even more. Okay. We still need to get closer to the airport before we make the 90 degrees turn. The positive thing is that this plane should be quite easy to land, so for now let's continue our descent, and pretty soon let's make a left turn, and from there I will take it manually. Okay, we are approaching 4,000 feet, and the expectation is that around 3,500 feet, 3,500 feet, the plane will level off and the autopilot will switch from the vertical speed mode to the altitude mode, basically holding the 3,500 feet altitude, and so it did right now. So it's already starting to level off. Okay, let's switch to heading change. And pretty soon we should be making the left-hand turn. Yeah, so the runway is here, and we want to be around here to make the left hand turn. That way we will be aligned with the runway. And also in the meantime, let me not stall this plane because previously I reduced the throttle due to the fact that we were descending, thus gaining speed. But as we are now leveled, we need to increase the throttle. Okay, I think we can start making the left-hand side turn. Let's aim for the small island here, and once we reach it, let's start turning left. Let's also lower our altitude to 2,500 feet. Okay. Reduce the throttle as we are descending, and we can almost start the left hand turn. So let's switch the heading. Yeah, I guess we can start turning now. So let's aim for a heading around 35. We are still descending to 2,500 feet. Okay. Let me adjust the heading, it was too aggressive, so we need to be more on the right hand side first. So let's use the autopilot a bit more. And now almost there, almost there. Yeah, now we can start turning. Okay, I think that's it. 2,500 feet. I think it's time to disengage autopilot. I have the visual of a runway. So I guess it's time. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Autopilot disengaging autopilot, and we have manual control. We need to start descending, so let me set up the trim. Currently it's very aggressive, it's 20-something%, so we need to start descending. Let's set our flaps when we are a bit closer to the airport. This will make sure that we start slowing down as well. We might be descending a bit too steeply.
The right airport.
Right, we got the confirmation from the instructor that it's the right airport, so we are committed to land. Of course, the Macau International Airport is quite a large airport, so even if we mess something up, like landing a plane like this one, so Cessna 208B, should be quite easy. Even if we are too high, too low, we are going too fast, I think a go-around is not likely, just because the stretch, the landing path is so long, so we have a lot of room to basically rectify any potential mistakes. Let me adjust the trim a bit more. The trim wheel is doing a really nice job here in this setup. So of course you can use a button to do the trim, but the trim wheel is a lot nicer. And we definitely need to start reducing our airspeed, but not too much, not to stall. So I think 30% of the throttle will be a good idea. And also we are way too high, but as I mentioned before, we can probably rectify it with a much lower trim. So let's descend. We are gaining quite a lot of speed because we are descending very aggressively, but pretty soon we will extend the flaps. And we should be okay to land. Again, it's looking like a terrible landing from the approach perspective, but the runway is so long and the plane is so small, so light, that it should be quite okay. So now let's just slowly start approaching the runway and just land. Oh, we flared. I'm quite bad with flares.
Landing time log. Taxi to your parking and shut down the engine.
So it was not beautiful, but remember the main point of the exam was to pass the exam. Ooh. Right, so I think we succeeded at it. I'm not sure how we are supposed to make a turn here, but okay, I guess. Let's make a turn. Okay. Okay, let's follow the taxi markers. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I have a feeling like we've got the certification after this flight. The landing was terrible, but other than this, I only had slight issues with autopilot at the beginning. And yeah, an issue when trying to maintain the slow turn without the plane stalling. So this was challenging. Anyway, let's enable the taxi lights. Okay, taxi light enabled. Let's disable the landing lights. Let's retract flaps. Okay. And let's start our taxi from by exiting the runway. And I think we will just hold here. Okay, I think we can just turn off the engine here and then engage parking brakes. Or we can just choke it.
Engine off time log. Flight is finished. It has been monitored by On Air.
Good. So now let's bring up On Air. And we have all the checks, all the instructions executed into green. So now we've gained the certification for this aircraft in the On Air application. So we can move to the next step. So step number 2, which was actually flying this airplane, which we just bought today from Macau to the actually to Hong Kong airport, and it looks like we will have a job while we do this. So we are just relocating our plane that we recently bought to the FBO or FOB, sorry, so FOB in Hong Kong International. But while doing so, we actually can pick up those 2 passengers and let's let them fly with us. So so destination Hong Kong International. We will add 2 economy seats to passengers. So let's validate, and in the meantime let's restart the, or maybe let's exit to main menu and actually do this flight plan. So Macau to Hong Kong. Okay, so departure is Macau and arrival is Hong Kong International. It's a very close destination, but let's use IFR, low altitude airways. Right, I think we can start. And let's select fly now. Okay, we have red checks. Let's hope they all turn green once we load, and we have loaded correctly. So parking brake is engaged. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I think we are ready to depart. Do we actually see our passengers? Oh, no, I didn't select the passengers view. Okay, never mind. Let's imagine that we do have 2 other passengers on board with us. Let's start tracking the flight in on air.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
Okay, we are ready. So let's try to use the autopilot with navigation mode, not heading this time. So yeah, let's do this. Parking brake disengaged. Let's hold the brakes and apply a little thrust. Engine is looking good. Releasing the parking or releasing brakes. Thrust is looking good. So now full power and takeoff. I've used slightly the trim to also facilitate the departure. Flaps 0.
Cessna 619er, contact Hong Kong Center on 125.8. Good day.
Going to 125.8 Cessna 619.
Okay, autopilot engaged.
Hong Kong Center, Cessna Papa Lima 619er
And using the
is 7
navigation, as you can see.
2,000 feet.
Cessna Papa Lima 619er, Hong Kong Center, altimetry 0.00, continuous climb. Cessna 619er, climb and maintain 6,000 feet.
Okay, we've been instructed to climb to 6,000 feet. So let's do this. Let's set the altitude to 6,000 feet.
Approach on 119er.1. Good day.
6,000 feet has been set up,
119er
and
decimal 1 Cessna
let's
619er.
engage the
Hong Kong approach
climb.
Cessna Papa Lima 619er is passing 1,600 feet, climbing 6,000 feet.
climbing 6,000 feet.
619er Hong Kong approach altimeter tree 0 decimal 00, continue as planned.
Okay, so we are using the autopilot in the navigation mode, and we also set our altitude to 6,000 feet, and we are climbing at a 950 rate. So we are leaving Macau and heading to the Hong Kong International Airport, which is just across a small part of the sea. So basically leaving one huge airport to go and park our newly bought airplane on another one. Let's reduce the throttle to 70%. Or actually 80, because we are still climbing. Throttle 80%. Airspeed looking good. Altitude still climbing. And actually 6,000 feet doesn't make sense, because as soon as we climb 6,000 feet we will need to go down. So let me actually screw that and just maintain 4,000 feet for now. Because 6,000 feet doesn't make sense. We probably soon should start already descending. So I think for this this trip it doesn't make sense to climb 6,000 feet. Oh yeah, I think it's already the airport. So actually we should start already descending. So the approach starts now. So let's set the altitude to 1,500 feet. And let's start descending now. Let's watch our speed, not to overspeed, but also not to stall. I did set the vertical speed quite aggressively, but at the same time I think we are quite near to the airport.
Cessna 619er, you are 11 miles southwest. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 25 left approach via Tango Delta transition.
And
Tango Delta.
we have
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 25 left approach via Tango Delta transition. Clear to Tango Delta.
not sure why we should be doing an ILS, but we have visual of the airport, so let's just do that. I have the visual of the airport. We are descending quite nicely. On the left hand side you can, on the left hand side you can see the beautiful bridge from Hong Kong to Macau, which ends here in an underwater tunnel entrance. So it's not a bug, it's not a poor display or imitation, it's literally the bridge, as you can see here, which in this place starts going underwater. So I think it's pretty cool to have Hong Kong as the base. And as you can see here, it resumes to give space to all the containers to basically pass without damaging anything. Anyway, let's continue our descent. So let's set altitude to 1000 feet. Vertical speed. Okay. Let's start slowing down. I can see the puppy. So we are actually quite okay when it comes to the glide path. But yeah, let me take it manually anyway, as soon as we reach 1000. And we don't need the VFR map anymore. Yeah, so as you can see, the ATC is just wrong. I mean, ATC is always right, but in this situation, we are literally seeing the airport. And yeah, I think we should just be allowed to land. Okay, so let's disengage the autopilot. Damn, English is so difficult. Anyway, turning autopilot off. I have control. Okay, I have control.
Wind 050 at 3 knots.
A little bit of throttle, as we are too low in the glide path. Okay. Again, when looking at this type of runway, such a small aircraft should be super easy to land, even if we screw up our glide path or airspeed, which I don't think we are doing too much. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's also not super terrible. It's better than in Macau. So yeah, let's just land. Oh, and I forgot flaps. No wonder we are going fast. So let's try to do this now. Wow, trim 29%. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. And of course I screwed it up at the end, but hey, I didn't realize I had 29% trim. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Still, let's just slow down and slowly land. We have 2 passengers on board, so let's make their experience pleasant.
Landing time log.
Yeah, it was pretty good landing. So no brakes. Flaps up, taxi light on. And that's it. We have landed successfully. Welcome to Hong Kong. Let's continue taxi. Okay. can't we have? Okay, let's just, yeah, I don't want to go to a distant parking spot. I think the one on the right hand side is a general aviation, so let's just stop here. Yeah, this looks like a general aviation parking. Okay. Of course, we are imagining that we got all the necessary clearances. Cool. Yeah, and I'm all over the place, but anyway, Lima 1, this is our taxi parking spot. So let's just do that. Let's park here. So we are almost there. Just one more turn. And we can let our 2 passengers disembark with ground services. Okay. Cool. And parking brake on. And that's pretty much it. We can kill the engine with the proper switch, or we can just choke it with the mixture. So let's do it the proper way by choking it.
Engine off time log. Flight is finished. It has been monitored by on-air.
Okay, let's see the on-air companion. And as you can see, we have successfully completed the flight. Yeah, we got some okay, so the engine was on, like, I mean, I could set our departure from a gate. Yeah, I will take it. Comfort bonus obtained, so our 2 passengers definitely enjoyed our smooth landing. Yeah, aircraft handling, well, we used autopilot, so it was pretty much okay. Good, that's it. We have completed successfully our plan in on-air. We have transported our 2 passengers, while at the same time moving the recently bought airplane, the Cessna 208, from Macau to our base located in Hong Kong International Airport, so the FOB. Okay, I think we can call it a day, or at least in the on-air companion. And I think we can try some landing challenges with the gear already set up. Okay, let me close on-air. It's closed now. Now, let's go to activities and landing challenges. Let me take a break, a drink first. Let's imagine that our plane is refueling. Okay, so let's see if we got any landing challenge that where we could use one engine pre-configuration. I think I have one from yesterday. So it was a strong wind, but it was really strong wind, and I think it's the one from the recent update from Spain. So let me try and find this one. I would definitely like to try this one. I believe it was extremely scenic, but at the same time quite easy. I just didn't nail it the last time because I was playing on an Xbox controller, so with this one it should be much easier. Yeah, I don't know where the one that I was talking about is, but let's go with the scenic one now. So we've got a B here, let's try to make it an A. So the thing here is that you have a very, very tight turn. So basically we need to make a low altitude, sharp 90 degrees turn while maintaining 60 knots. So I'm really not good with tight turns. Additionally, there should be some wind, so yeah, let's just see how it goes. So throttle, gear down, mixture up. And we have visual of the airport. The basically airfield. I'm not sure if there is an airport connected to this, but yeah, let's just see how it goes. So we should be around here and then make a very sharp left 90 degrees turn, and somehow we are expected to be around 60 knots. We are currently at 90, so yeah, not sure how it will go, but let's just try it and then we can think about what can be improved. Okay, I totally cut off power, or almost totally, but the airspeed is still quite high. I think that's too tight of a turn. But hey, we are still in the game, so. Okay, I mean, apart from the fact that we almost fell over, it wasn't that terrible. So, it's not the best score, but hey, for the first attempt, it's not bad. So, lesson learned. I guess we can really push it. Like, I was certain we're gonna crash, but we got a B, so I was certain the turn was too tight, but apparently it's kind of okay. So yeah, let's try this again. And just keep an eye on this crosswind, because it just bumped one of the wings, so yeah, let's try it. Let's not change any flaps configuration. I think this was working fine. Let's not change the trim. I think this one was working, the configuration was working pretty good as well. Okay, here we go. Slightly more power. Let's try to maybe approach the island or the mountain slightly more. I really like to have as much of the space between me and the runway to be aligned as possible. Obviously this challenge is a tight turn, but maybe we can do something here. Whoa, the wind is really strong. Okay, and let's start turning here. Okay, and now the airspeed is looking not so good. And now 90 degree, while at the same time descending and cutting off power. Let's see this. Let's try this. Oh, we flared way too much. Yeah. Whoa. The crosswind is extremely strong. Like, it almost flipped me over. Yeah, definitely it's a C. Okay, let's try this one more time. So the tricky part here is the side cross, the right hand side crosswind. It's really messing up the last stage of the landing. Okay. Other than that, I think that approach angle was maybe okay.
500.
Let's try this one more time. Okay, we are definitely going too slowly here. Once we align in front of the going up the wind, we will stall. So more power, more throttle. Okay, yeah, this challenge is also difficult. Okay, maybe let's go lower, because the last time we were too high, and that's why we kind of bounced, or that's why the flare didn't work too well. Okay, no power. It's risky, but hey. Oh, we bounced. And the crosswind. It was brutal. I'm not sure what to do here. We are getting worse and worse the longer we try. I'm getting worse and worse the longer I try. Sorry, not sure why I'm talking in the plural here. Damn it. I don't think more flaps will help. Or maybe it will. Yeah, we can try this. So let's go with more throttle, but full flaps configuration. Maybe it will help in the last stage of the descent. Let's see. Okay, let's start turning. Oh, maybe too soon. Okay, I always forget that we need to also start descending. Okay. Okay. I'm saying okay, and then I'm gonna crash probably, so let's try not to jinx it. Let's make sure we clear those trees, and now 90%, 90 degrees turn. We bounced. Yeah. It's so tough at the end, like, wow. It's so tough. We are nowhere close to an A. Okay, let's abandon this one for now. Okay, let's check out some other landing challenges. I'm looking for some landing challenges that require like a single engine aircraft. No single engine aircraft challenges in the famous ones section. Okay, maybe against strong winds, like looks like I have most problems here. Oh, I remember the one that I was talking about previously. It was Ireland. It wasn't the last world expansion, Spain. It was Ireland. So the story here is that basically we are already aligned with the airstrip, but there is just super strong wind and the plane is all over the place. Let's do this one. This one is fun. Yeah, let's try this one. So as you can see, we are practically aligned with the airstrip, but it's not an easy challenge. The high score is B, so of course let's try to make it an A. Okay, gear down, we are starting with gear up, so we might try to put the gear down later on. And basically the more speed I have here, or more throttle, the easier it is to maneuver the plane. Once we start slowing down, the wind will get even worse. But we have already visual on the airstrip and the lights, and I am not in the glide path. So let's start bringing the throttle back and slowing down, and also descending. I will use a bit of trim to start going down.
500.
And as you can see now, suddenly the wind gets much stronger. The closer we are to the ground, the slower we go, the slower our airspeed, the more brutal the wind becomes. Whoa, I basically stalled and bounced. Yeah, that's not good. Oh, right, sorry, it was a C. I was confused. Yeah, so that sounds right. A C landing, nothing to be proud about. Yeah, let's try one more. So let's take gear up, so we will lower it later on. Other than that, I think the configuration was quite okay. I just lowered way too early. I was afraid that I will have too high of an altitude, and basically I screwed up. Okay. Gear is still up. Let's align with the airfield, airstrip, and take the gear down. Let's make sure not to be too low now for this one. Okay. Gear down. Okay. And let's start reducing the throttle, but not too much. Let's set it to 35%. Idle throttle for now. We need to be around 70 knots, and we are around 110. Okay, throttle back up, 30%. Again, I'm way too shallow, so let's bring the power up. 23%. Ooh. Okay. Okay, okay, not bad. Okay, maybe an A. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah. Whew. It was a tough one. But the landing was butter smooth. I'm happy with this one. Wow, but it was tough. Like, yeah, I'm definitely happy with this one. It was one of the tougher challenges that I was recently attempting. So, really happy with the A score here. Obviously, there is still a lot room for improvement, but hey, I will take it. I'm really happy with this A. Whew, cool. I'm really happy with it. And obviously, like, the controls, like the quadrant and the yoke, are helping a ton when it comes to those challenges. It's so much more difficult if you do this on a gamepad. So yeah, or a joystick. Let's put the gear up. I know that there is a lot of people who like joysticks as well, but I always find that you have more control, or I have more control with a yoke when compared to a joystick. So probably it's personal preference, but for me, a yoke just makes tough landings easier. Cool, we've got an A, so we improved a tough landing in a strong wind. But still, as you can see, like, when it comes to the percentage of mastered landings, so landings with at least an A score, like, I definitely struggle with strong winds. My kind of goal, challenge, is to have A's in every single of those challenges. So you will probably see me a couple of times streaming my attempts to improve those. I will try to combine them with another activity like you saw at the beginning, so doing the Checkride, then repositioning the newly bought airplane from the Macau airport to the FOB in Hong Kong. But yeah, I also really like doing some flight sim challenges, and my main goal is to stream basically the games that I enjoy. So you're welcome to tune in. I will definitely be streaming and posting some of those landing challenges. Cool, for now, maybe let's do one more and then I will take a break. So let's find one more landing challenge, parking brake off. Let's try to find one more landing challenge for a single engine airplane that is not an A score yet. So maybe something in the strong wind challenges. Okay, potentially Japan. I don't remember this one. We might try this one. I definitely enjoy the Cessna. Okay. Twin engine complex. Oh, the one that we just did before. No. Let's leave it for another day, another stream. I don't remember this one. That's interesting. Let's go either with Japan or USA. I'm really curious about this one. I think it might be tougher than the one in the USA because the plane is a bit easier to control probably, and also I reckon the airstrip should be at the top of the mountain somewhere, so okay, let's make my life easier. Let's go with the easy one first, and then if we get this one quickly, I might still try the one in Japan. But here, we just need to make a tight, or not the tight, a left-hand turn, 90 degrees. Oh, no, 180 degrees. And probably expect strong wind. So let's keep our power up. And maybe it will not be that tough. I already have a B here, so let's try to get an A. Okay. We have visual on the airfield. And the small Cessna is all around the place, like it's being just slammed from left to right. You can take a look at the airspeed, it's all over the place due to the wind. So, yeah, a bit of trim to start descending. So, the landing challenge might not be as easy as I thought. But let's try this anyway. So, let's reduce the throttle. And do the first 90-degree turn. Ooh. Let's start slowing down even more. Whoa! Whoa, the wind is extremely strong. And we don't need to be descending that much. The airport is quite high on the mountains. Okay, second 90-degree turn. Oops, too early. Wow, that's a beautiful scenery. I would love to travel there one day. Cool, 90-degree turn. Let's align with the airstrip. Almost. I have a feeling I'm going to regret this, but let's go full flaps. And let's try not to fall out of the sky by stalling. Whoa, whoa. It's really tricky to manage the throttle with such a strong wind. Oops, oops, oops. Oh, strong wind. Whoa. Yeah, we basically stopped like another kind of planes. Yeah, B. So I guess that we were not far away from an A. Yeah. I feel like I definitely can achieve an A here. So the flaps full configuration definitely helped. Yeah, so let's just retry this. Flaps full configuration. And let's keep an eye on the throttle and altitude. Cool, let's try this one more time. And I will leave the challenge for Japan, from Japan, for another stream, like, because I think this one will not be that easy or quick, so I might need to try to repeat this one, even after this attempt. Okay, 65 knots after the 90 degrees turn. Okay, let's reset the throttle. Wow, even before we took control, you can see what's happening. Like, the plane is all over the place, so... Anyway. One thing that I can change is to have more space between me and the runway. So I can just continue for a bit longer in this direction and start turning a bit later, which should hopefully make it easier to have a precise landing. Wow. Okay, I think we can start our turn. Starting now. Okay. Okay. Oh, and Mrs. Comet is saying hello. You can see a cat passing by the yoke. Anyway, let's not get distracted. Oh, we've got a passenger on board. Okay, okay. Mrs. Comet is joining us on board. Okay. Okay, so let's reduce the throttle. Let's use full flaps and adjust the trim. Okay. We have very high altitude, but I bet we can start descending more aggressively now once we get closer without gaining too much speed. Like, the speed is all over the place anyway, so let's just try this approach. Okay, we are going too slowly. Definitely too slow. Ooh, yeah, the plane is almost stalling, so... Wow, it was a huge drop, like in the air pocket. Okay, let's keep it steady. Whoa, 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 the wind, whoa. And we've bounced, or just hit extremely hard the ground. Like, I felt the the gust of wind. Yeah, damn it. We're so close to an A. I can feel it. Let's try one more time. Yeah, and in the meantime you can say hello to Mrs. Comet. She's a great co-pilot as a cat. Okay, hands on the yoke. Let's do this. Okay, speed up. Actually, I can probably add more speed here. Oh no, we have flaps on, okay. So let's just continue around this speed. This time I don't think I need that much space, like in the end it didn't really help, so I will probably soon be making a turn, and let's just try this one. Okay. Okay. Almost ready for the final turn. The co-pilot is getting anxious. Okay. Okay. Let's reduce the throttle. Whoa, we are over speeding. Okay, okay, let's reduce the throttle. Maybe not to 0, but to 10,000 RPM. Whoa, okay, again, almost stalling. Damn, those gust winds are not easy to control this small plane. Oh, and our co-pilot has left. Sorry, I wasn't paying too much attention, sorry. Okay, full flaps. Oops, I forgot about those. Oh, we bounced. I think, yeah, sadly I don't think it will be an A, but I might be wrong. So, let's see the final score. It was kind of a tough, harsh landing. Yeah, I think it's... again, it's really close, but as you can see, landing smoothness was not great. Damn it, I want to try it one more time. I feel like we are so close, but... okay, it's the last time. Let's try this one more time, but it's the last time. And then I will take a break. And we will just continue this another day. Okay. The previous approach was kind of okay, like the one thing that I did is kind of force the landing at the last stage, so if I just left it to glide a bit more, it would be a much smoother landing, but on the other hand the precision would be worse, so I mean the landing should be super easy, but the wind is making it really difficult, so I guess that's why it's a challenge. Okay. Okay. Okay, we are almost ready for the final turn. And final. Ooh. If you look at the instruments, like they are all over the place due to this wind. Okay, pretty soon, flaps full. flaps full. Okay, come on, it was buttery smooth landing. Like, yes, we were a bit off the point, but like I expect an A here. Like, I barely could have done any better here, so yeah, we did it. Whew. Whew. I'm really happy with this landing. It was buttery smooth at the end, so full flaps configuration, reduced throttle, and just basically gliding to the landing zone. Yeah, I'm really happy with this one. I'm glad that I tried it one more time. Cool, so that's it from me for today when it comes to Microsoft Flight Simulator and landing challenges as well as Honor. I hope you enjoyed it, and make sure to tune in to some next stream another day. I will be doing more streams of Microsoft Flight Sim, as well as I plan to get in the future the X-Plane 11 game as well. So for now I'm focusing on Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 and just getting to know the Honeycomb yoke, so Alpha, and Quadrant, so Bravo. So far they are amazing, and once I'm ready for a next challenge, I will pick X-Plane 11 up as well. So stay tuned and expect more content when it comes to Flight Sim. For now, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it.